And something that I'm curious to ask is, I know Passover happens around the same time as Easter, and living in this Christian-dominated world, I do see some parallels with, I know that Christians also use a lamb as a symbolic piece, and, with the Israelites, the lamb blood on their doors as well, slaying the lamb. So are there any other similarities? Are these holidays related in any aspect?
Well, the story of Easter is a story that took place with Passover as the backdrop.
Mm-hmm.
The Last Supper, by almost every scholar, is the Passover meal. And Jesus declared himself the Messiah during Passover. And he did that for a very specific reason. Just as today, Passover is the most observed holiday, it has always been the most observed holiday. But in those years, the Jewish community would come to Jerusalem on Passover from all over the world. It was one of the pilgrimage festivals. Mm-hmm. There are 3 of them, and Passover is one. But it was the most popular. And so if you wanted to get the word out about anything, including the fact that the idea that you're the Messiah, that would be a perfect time to do it. Mm-hmm. But it was also a time of great tension because of the Romans and the manner in which they tried to maintain order. And so it was very, very disruptive. But without going into the story fully, Passover and Easter are always intertwined. And in a very real way, Christians see Passover as their redemption, the rising of their Savior from the grave, right? And the essence of Christianity. Mm-hmm. The essence of Judaism is to be found in Passover. So it's no great surprise that some of the elements of Passover have been carried into the Christian tradition, including the lamb, that Jesus becomes the Passover lamb, right? And the Passover lamb is a very powerful symbol, not only because of its connection to the Egyptians, but because what we're doing is, through this lamb, we're ingesting freedom. God is taking us out of Egypt. We are breaking with the Egyptians. And as soon as the lamb touches our lips, it's as if we are ingesting the freedom. And that's why the rabbis say that we're not supposed to eat anything past the Passover lamb. So when you go to sleep at night, you should taste it in your mouth to think about the power of that moment. Now think about how Christians use sacraments. You see the parallel of ideas, right?
Absolutely.
Now, I should also mention that there have been periods of Jewish history when Easter was a rather terrifying time for Jews, because they're talking about the death of their Savior and the canard that Jews killed Jesus. Mm-hmm. Today, we live in a very different universe where there is a sense of ecumenicism in our day, and there's an open sharing of ideas. And if we can bring the best of our traditions together, how much richer all of us will be, and hopefully we'll be able to build a far more peaceful world.
Absolutely. I completely agree.